So welcome everyone. We're going to do another tutorial today. Everyone's welcome to paint along. You don't need much supplies. It will be simple and it will be fun, and we will paint this autumn scene, this forest. I hope that's fine with you. So what you're going to need for the tutorial is watercolor paper. I have a piece of cotton watercolor paper. Watercolors. I use student grade watercolors. This is a set by Schminke Academy. You can use whatever you like and whatever you prefer, whatever you own, because honestly you don't need to buy anything, just use whatever you enjoy. I just use this set to make it easy to recreate for everyone. I hope that's fine. You will also need some water, a mixing space. I use this ceramic dish and different brushes. I use the big one just to prevent the paper, so we can paint a little bit wet on wet. And then I have different round brushes that I will use. Some paper towels to dab your brushes on to remove some of the moisture. And I will use some masking tape to create the clean border. If you don't have it, it's fine, you don't need it. That's just personal preference. Yeah, this is the painting we were going to paint. I have a pre-written tutorial on the blog that is the pinned message in the chat. It's on lanagosart.com. Let's start. We will prepare the paper. And the first step is always to prepare the paper. And I will do that by using some masking tape. I will tape the borders of this piece of paper to create a nice clean border. This is basically all the preparation for the painting we need. And then we're going to apply the first layer. Let's pre-wet the paper. I use a big brush because it holds a lot of water and I can just go over the paper nice and smoothly and easily, and do that very carefully. Hey Bookie and Bloom, welcome, hello. Do you want to paint with us? Only if you want. It's going to be another tutorial today. We're painting this one. I like when the water is distributed evenly on the paper. No puddles, no dry spots. It's always nice. So after that, I'm going to use a little bit, you probably do not see it, but the sky is blue. It's a very, very light blue that I will mix from phthalo blue or cyan or whatever it is on your palette, and a little bit of English red, just a teeny tiny bit, to make it grayish but not gray yet, and a lot of water. Who got married? Not me. And a lot of water, so it's a watery mix, even more water than this. And then apply it very carefully in this corner of the painting and spread it out without adding more color. But leave the center here free, because that's not where you want the mix. You want it to be in the background here, where you can see the sky, but not where you can see the glowing light here. It helps to create the effect of sky versus this like beautiful glowing light from the sun. And this is about how it looks for me. For the next step, use some lemon yellow and add a little bit of English red, but just a tiny bit to warm it up slightly. I'm carefully mixing it in because lemon yellow alone is kind of a little bit cool, and I want a warm yellow. And with the yellow, because our paper is still wet, I talk too much, so it's not as wet as it could be. I will paint circles to leave the inner circle here for the sun white, but I will soften it out a little bit. It will not be as visible because we will paint everything around it, but I want soft edges here. And I also want to spread it out. Ooh, dogs barking outside. Slightly. I talk too much on stream. It's fine. And I also can use a little bit of a more intense yellow with English red. Mix on the ground because sorry, I got stuck. We will need this for the pretty golden sunlights here. Just cover it. Be brave. I'm adding a little bit more of the lemon yellow. I kind of want to add a little bit more where I know that the trees will be basically like a first layer of the leaves. And here for this foresty area. Just to set up the scene. It looks chaotic, but I swear it will be okay. Yeah, this is my tutorial palette. I feel like I have to adjust it. I will let this dry just a tiny bit. I feel I need to adjust it because I never use the white. I don't think the white is necessary. So I might add just another color inside. I also have other Schminke palettes, so I maybe will play with them and rearrange some of the colors. I don't know. So for the next step, this is not super dry, but it's drying. I will use some more lemon yellow. It's now nice and creamy. And a tiny bit more English red mixed into that, but not that much because I want it to be like more yellow than orange for this step. And with the color, I will apply it slightly in dabs. And this is what we're going to do for basically a long time now. Dab tiny bits of the paint in areas where we want the leaves to be. It's just the first layer, so we don't have to be super precise. We just have to leave some of the blue free, so it shows through the trees. Sorry. Also just dab away our leaves. I feel like I covered a little bit more of the sun here. It's fine. This is very, like this step feels to me almost like meditation. I feel my mix sits more on the paper than previously. Maybe I should have let it dry a little bit more, but it's fine. No one will know once we're done. This is something I tell this now, but when I was in university and I studied and then I had to teach, and I was like, but I don't know more than the people I have to teach. Like, not much more. Like, I'm not that much further along. I was told, like, who cares? As long as no one notices, it's fine. And during painting, I was really annoyed by that. Because I feel as a teacher, I have a different standard to myself. But when I paint, I think, like, most people don't see the process, they only see the final result. So as long as no one notices if you messed up the painting, it's fine. Also, it spreads too much into the sun, and I will lift a little bit in the center here. Because I want to keep the center white and sunny. That's another thing that you always can do. Adjust whatever you paint. You know, I will paint in some leaves again that spread into the sun, basically. So I will dab away a little bit more. I kept thinking, Diana, I kept thinking about your meme with the pots. Because it was such a funny situation yesterday. You had a party. All on your own. It's a great meme. I will soften some of this because this is happening because I didn't wait too long enough. I don't mind this actually. It's fine. Make some of the scenes into illustration or comics at some point. Oh yes, please. I need free time. Oh my god, I would love to see that. If you do that, I would so love to see that. Oh my god, it's going to be like the whole story. Oh, I have a whole story prepared. I need free time. I feel that, yeah. I'm so glad that everything is back to kind of normal for me. Like, I will use some of this nice golden yellow on the ground because I want it to be like super shiny golden. Mix a little bit more. Here. Dante is so waiting for treats. He's so focused. I think it was so funny. I would like to have more funny moments with the group in D&D. Oh. I kind of like the little bit of turquoise that has that's been created because I didn't wait long enough for it to dry. But I really, like this. If you want to avoid this, you need to wait a little bit longer between the steps. This one is going to be more golden than this one. I can already see it, and I'm so in for it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yes, muted. Not on purpose though. Weird. So I mix lemon yellow and a little bit more of the English red. And I'm going to stipple only with the tip of the brush, but not with force, very carefully over the areas that I've painted so far, and it will give the illusion of leaves. Some of them golden, hit by the sun, and some of them are not. It's fine. It will be okay. Thank you for letting me know. And it will take a while. So take your time. Have some tea. Do not dunk your brush in the tea. And stipple away. A little bit careful. I hold my brush pretty far back, so it's loose and simple. That's something that feels super relaxing to me to do, honestly. Oh, also, I thank you for the sub. I think I was muted when I did that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. My brain is all over the place. I feel like I need to paint more landscapes, maybe. There doesn't have to be a connection between the stipples. Like, no one will know. Just place them wherever you feel like. Leaving some of the areas free. And yeah, you said we need surprises. You will have the surprises. You will have all of the surprises. You will have good surprises, bad surprises. All the surprises you want. Cast explosive ice spells. I did not cast anything. I also feel like I'm asking nicely whether you're sure you want to do that? Like, I feel like I want to understand what you're doing before I do the ruling and tell you what effect it has. I try to be fair. We can mix a little bit more of the colors. Feel free to add a little bit more of the yellow for the leaves that you put closer to the sun. You know? I think it will look nicely like this. If you've ever seen my miniature landscapes, that's basically how I paint them too. Especially the foresty ones. You can add as many layers as you want. I must say I enjoy painting loosely because it feels so free to me. Don't forget the area here because, you know, the forest is everywhere. I know this painting looks already a little bit different than the last. It's fine. We'll be okay. It will be a forest. These layers where we stipple, they also dry much quicker. in areas like here when I know it's going to be darker. I can just cover the area up in basically circles. Will be okay. Here too. And for the ground that I'm going to paint, I mix a tiny bit more English red, and I will glaze over the ground, creating basically first areas where it shows where sun and shadow will be. But you paint the shadow, basically. Do not paint the sunny areas. Leave those open. And I'm going to soften out the edges of these lines. I have to do it quickly because the paints lift nicely. Way too easy later on. Hope you had a good day, good weekend. How are you? So for the next step, I will use more of the English red and add a tiny bit of the burnt umber to it. Alles klar bei dir? I feel like this could be a Dante stream only, and it would be really, really great to watch. He's trying so hard. I'm sorry. He's trying so hard. I'm also adding a little bit of phthalo blue to the mix to neutralize it slightly. To neutralize it slightly. We're going to, I think it's dry enough. If not, I will regret this. Might pencil the tree trunks so my piece looks a little more organized. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do next. Make sure that your paper is dry, because if not, it will spread and you will regret this step. And basically what you're going to do is paint a lot of tree trunks. It's a lot of lines, a little bit chaos. It's not organized. Like in this area, they're pretty narrow. There are a lot of them. Yeah, I can see it spread a tiny bit here. Just outlines, then paint them. No! Be brave. Don't do that. That's the beauty of it. That's why we didn't sketch beforehand. I never sketch landscapes. You can be spontaneous. And also we will paint a lot of branches going all the directions, because there are many. It doesn't matter. They kind of have to be somewhat organic, like, but we have no rules here. There's so many trees. Oh, this is a little bit too thick. Doesn't matter. There will be a tree covering this up. just with the tip of the brush. If you feel insecure, use a smaller brush. But basically it will be a bunch of branches, a bunch of things going everywhere. Also here, where a lot will be technically covered up by trees and tree trunks, you can paint branches. As you can see, they're not all connected. We just need the branches that basically shine through the trees. They will be in the background still, but because you can see them between the trees, leaving them out will also feel like something's missing. So we basically trick our eye beforehand to believe there's a lot going on, when actually we're saving ourselves some work, some time, painting all of the trees. In this picture, it's basically whatever lines you see here showing up as branches, that's what we paint now. When you're closer to this very light area, mix in a little bit of white, not white, yellow, and a very, very watery mix. And then you can paint branches that go through here, but because they're going to have this yellowy, watery area, they will look like sunlit. Like we will trick our eye. A little bit. Here. And it would look like the branches are covering the sun a little bit. I have here an area that's not dry yet, so I'm careful going over these leaves here. Now I have this Japanese word in my mind that I cannot remember, and I need to Google it. It's the name of the light filtering down trees. Oh, that sounds pretty. I don't know that word. Whatever it is, that's what we're painting. Komorebi. That was pronounced absolutely wrong, and I'm sorry to all the Japanese people. Oh wow, yeah. I like painting sun and autumn trees. Makes me happy. Be brave. I found it very interesting that Japanese people have a word for it. Yeah. Light filtering down trees. Yeah, I mean, that's a cool word to have. It's a very neat effect. I think I've heard something similar sometimes. I add a little bit more trees and branches around here. And when I say the painting, I could only think about it. When I saw the painting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually don't know why I chose this. I'm still not over the autumn feeling. I wanted to paint something autumn themed. I wanted to paint the golden forests and the golden sun, and that's why I chose this, I think. I really like autumn, the colors. I think in the tutorial I described painting a chaos of branches, and please do not underestimate it. It is indeed a chaos of branches that you have to paint. Lots of lines. I will mix a little bit more of burnt umber and English red, and I will add a little bit of yellow to it. And I mix it all in the same puddle, so don't worry about cleaning your palette or anything. Make it consistent, make it like all the same range of colors. And then we will add a little bit more of the darker leaves, covering up even less than we did before. I'm also using the smaller brush now, than we did before with the orange, to give the leaves some depth, as we can see here, because some of the leaves are yellow, some of the leaves are red, some leaves overlap, and the sun shines through differently, because where leaves overlap, they look darker. And this is basically what we're going to imitate and show. Make sure to use less of the darker areas in the center of the painting and more outside of the painting, outside of the center. The farther away you are from the sun, the more likely it is that the leaves will show up darker, basically. I water down the mix a little bit for the center areas. When I paint it like that, is it an impressionistic painting? I feel like it is, without thinking too much about it. I feel like with the darker areas, we now shape the leafy areas a little bit more. In this area, I see more darkness. In this, I don't know, tree area, I will also add a little bit more. English red mixed with phthalo blue to it. These on this level are basically like the bushes and stuff that we see in the background. Because the English red granulates with the phthalo blue, I get a very nice texture around here in the mixes. It's really pretty actually. I will add some darkness to this bush or whatever it is around here. I like to soften out a little bit of the bottom there, and continue with the darker leaves up here because I have not added any in this area here yet. I feel like this painting is more chaos right now, but I promise it's going to be okay. I promise you're all going to be okay if you paint with me. I like the chaos stages. It's going to be nice and golden. I dropped just a few hints of leaves there in the sun area, just for the fun. And on this step I also want to add a tiny bit more redness to the bottom here, and we'll glaze it a tiny bit with English red. I picked up a little bit too much, but it's fine. I feel like this painting is going to be maybe a little bit redder than the other one. It's fine. I like how it glows. I really like English red. I think Schminke does a good job adding English red to the student grade palettes. It's such a beautiful color, and it's so strong and nice and creamy and granulates beautifully. I know some people don't like English red, but yeah, it's one of my favorite pigments, to be honest. So, I'm sorry. I think it's beautiful. I will also wait for it to dry a little bit. And in the next steps, we're going to add some of the tree trunks, or most of the tree trunks. And I promise this is going to tie this painting together. By the way, I mix burnt umber and phthalo blue into a nice, I think I need some English red. Dark brown, almost black. Be brave. Mix it. It's very creamy. Yeah. If you come to visit, you can have some mushroom soup, of course. My mushroom soup, but my mushroom soup is really, really nice, and people like it. So I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it. Now I will paint the trees, and I will start here from the back. So don't be afraid, just paint the trees. And this brush doesn't have a nice tip anymore, and that annoys me, so I'm going to use a different brush. Because I want to be able to. And how we're going to paint the trees, it's basically a lot of lines. It needs a little bit, my mix needs to be a little bit more brown. A lot of lines. Next to each other. Don't be afraid, just paint them. It'll be okay. Do you celebrate Christmas according to Orthodox calendar, or like in Western churches? Western churches, because I'm not Orthodox. But as a family, we just celebrate twice. Once with one part of the family and one with the other. As kids, we also got gifts twice. It was a good time. I recommend for kids. I basically washed out the brush. I'm going to drag the trees up through the sun. Adding some of the darker ones at top. And I will also paint trees the same way. Here. Yeah. I'm not religious, but I'm Protestant. Like, so we celebrate Christmas with the Western calendars. My family is not religious, but we still celebrate, so I get it. Yeah, I mean, Christmas is also, even if you're not religious, a nice time for the family to get together and, you know, have a nice time. And also, I enjoy the decorations. So once you've painted this, you can add, I will load my brush with a bit more paint, and I will add the first thicker tree on this side, basically going like this and then drag it up. Covering up some of the area we've painted before. Next I will paint basically this tree here, and for this I will give it roots. It's uneven, it's okay. Will be okay. It's a tree. Load your brush nicely so it's nice and dark, and covering up trees. And it goes up to the very, I want to say end, but the very border of your painting. It has a branch going out there somewhere. Don't be afraid to paint the darks. I will thicken it up here a little bit so it looks nice and consistent. Sorry. Pierogi and fish. Well, I don't do that, but I know it's delicious. That's a thick branch. It is. It's okay. It's a tree. And we will also paint kind of a nice thick tree on the side here. So I will place it there. If you need more color, just remix. It's fine. And I will give this tree nice thick branch too, because, you know, why not? I've had one Polish traditional Christmas dish, and it was something like, I don't remember what it was called. It was like bread with milk and poppy seeds and nuts, and it was kind of a layered dish, I think. And the one that I got to taste wasn't very sweet. It was a little bit odd. Oh, hello. Hello. Welcome. We're painting a tutorial and also talking about Christmas dishes. So feel free to join. And I'll give it a little bit some roots here. You'll hardly see them after we added the shadows. So feel free to paint it as you like. Kind of like that. It's okay that this area is still lighter than this. We will add the shadows when we add the shadows for all of the ground. No worries, it will be okay. I have to remix some of my brown tree trunk color with burnt umber, bumber. Oh, bird bumber. I discovered a new color. No, burnt umber and phthalo blue. When I paint the tree here, this one, I will have to paint the tree trunk broken up into pieces, so it looks like there are leaves in front of it. So this is something you have to kind of pay attention to when you paint it. If you don't, it's fine too. But I think it's a cool effect that you paint it as if there are leaves covering up the tree trunk a little bit. So I'm placing some of the trunk here. Back. Welcome back. Hope your dog is okay. It's either makioki or kutia. Though kutia is more of a sweet dish, makioki are mostly done with pasta and poppy seeds, also called kluski, smakiem. Yeah, I'm not sure. It wasn't pasta. I think it was like, honestly, it tasted like breadcrumbs that are softened in milk. Like, to me, to be honest, it did not taste nice, but also I'm not used to the taste of it. It was like it tasted unfinished. Like there should be something with it, and I think it was supposed to be a sweet dish, but it wasn't that sweet. And it had like, I don't know, walnuts or something inside. Then I will do, some of the leaves, and I follow a little bit the random leaf shapes I have here. To create the tree trunk area that is broken up There's a bazillion variation of those kinds of dishes. It depends on the region. I don't know. It was when I did the Polish class, and I'm honestly not sure what region the teacher was from. Like, I don't know what I ate there. It was interesting. But when I was traveling in Poland, I never had the traditional Christmas dishes, but I really enjoyed the pierogi. That was really, really good. Though I was a little bit confused the first time because they're called pierogi ruskie, but they're different from the Russian ones. Very confusing, but still delicious. I continue to paint the broken up tree. Hey Dan, welcome, hello. Hope you had a good day. Did you stream today? I'm not sure I noticed if you did. I will place a little bit like black dots here where you see through the leaves onto the tree trunk, and here too, basically covering up the sky areas too, because you don't see those where the tree trunk is. That's like this. And then I will add the last big tree trunk on this side. I promise. Don't worry, it will be good. Because we also need to add the really nice branches. This is the fun things. Like, we have not done the fun things yet. We did some of the fun things. But not all of the fun things. No, I needed a break. Yeah, I feel that. I have a lot of mentally. I feel that too. Hope you're okay, and hope your family and everyone is okay too. I'm adding this tree here. It's okay. Give it a nice shape. Give it some roots. The trees are also framing the painting nicely. Maybe I should have used a bigger brush for this. It's fine. I don't know why they're called ruskie. I don't know either. But it's just that kind of filling. Oh, just the filling is ruskie? The cabbage and potato? I really like that. Just that kind of filling. Instantly one of my favorite. Whoever came out with the combining white cheese and potatoes. Wait, white cheese and potatoes is ruskie? With pierogi was a genius. I always get the cabbage and potatoes. I really like the cabbage ones. No, oh, it's cabbage and mushrooms. Do you have cabbage and mushrooms? My mother makes cabbage and mushrooms, but the other ones, the really Russian ones. Like the fried ones. Those I really, really like. Like, yeah, I feel that. I'm sorry. Do you want to take the job? Ruskie tvaruk. Yeah, oh yeah, I know what tvaruk is. veggies and potatoes, and the ones with cabbage and mushrooms are called z kapustą I grzybami. Okay. So I have a question. In your region, do you pronounce the A with the hook as on or because I've seen both or heard both. I have a choice of taking it, but it's going to be twice as hard because of this person. But if I reject, it could come back to bite me in the butt later if I apply for future roles. Okay. Oh, that's a bummer. I hate that kind of situation. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds frustrating, like properly frustrating. Now we will paint branches. For the branches, have a nice paint and then hold your brush further back, and then you start at the tree trunks and then drag them, reducing, it doesn't have to be even, but reducing the pressure you apply the farther away you are from the tree trunk itself. I can make it a little thicker there. And we are going to paint a few thicker branches, just so it looks nice. Because these are the brushes. Why do I want to say brushes when I mean branches? Because these are the branches that are in the foreground. They can split a little bit. So basically, paint some nice branches. And to do that, but proper branches, you know. I will place one here on top. Doesn't have to be straight, it can go wherever. They're dark, they're covering up the other things. Because we need branches in the foreground too. Make them a little bit zigzag. Make them a little bit funny. Paint some of them somewhere like there. You know? I kind of want to add a branch to this tree too. So excited, it's cute. I couldn't say no. Yeah, perfect. Kids deserve to be played with. A good time with mommy and daddy. I mean, it's loving, it's memories. I add a little bit, I don't know, dark stuff here. And I enhance some of the tree trunks here. Basically just glazing over a little bit. So they have a little bit of variation. And aren't looking all the same. painting a little bit more branches. Like that. I want to add one to the tree here. You know, nature, it's all chaos. I am enhancing some of the branches that I don't know, painted before, because I want some of them to look a little bit darker, some areas. Kind of like that. So I'm mixing more of this tree trunk shadowy area, but with a little bit more burnt umber this time, so it's a little bit more brownish. Nice and dark, chocolatey. And I will use it to enhance some of the areas in the dark. I wanted to say forest, but the forest is everywhere. And going closer to the ground, I will use some of the same color in these areas. Not, well, maybe glazing slightly over the tree trunks, but not really. Creating the shadow here. And in the border of the shadow, I will use some of the leafy shapes, because it's basically what shines through the leaves that creates this leafy shadows on the bottom, on the ground there. I'll also add some softness here to it. And here too. I will add some darkness and some shadows to the areas here. Also glazing over the ground. And wait. And I will create some nice leafy shapes around here. Nice dark, because it's kind of what dark areas are, right? We need some dark areas for the drama. I feel like I need to drop a little bit of red in this area here, which is fine. And then I will use, again, a slightly watered down version to create a shadowy area like this. I'm dropping in a little bit more of the burnt umber in this area here. And now we're going to paint the fun shadows, because there are pretty sharp shadows, like pretty clear, falling here, and being also created by the tree here, basically. Kind of feel like I have to add a little bit to the tree to make it look nice. Don't be afraid to glaze if you feel like you have to. And I also will paint the drop shadows from this tree, or these trees, not only one, and soften them out slightly. And also add these shadowy leaves in between. And now my brush is very clean and damp dry, and I will lift some of it in between here. And when you lift between every stroke, you have to clean your brush on a piece of paper, otherwise you will just smear the paint and not lift it. I wanted this line in between to be very soft, like here. This. So cool. Thank you. What? I feel like the shadows are bringing it all together. This is when the magic happens. But I'm not done yet, because there are areas that I can see I glazed too early, and that's why the roots here are kind of a little bit unsharp, which is okay. So I will wait for them to dry a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know yet. But I mixed more of the tree trunk color from phthalo blue, and it will bleed. It's okay. It will bleed into the shadows and darken up the trees from the bottom. Basically the shadowy areas of the trees that are away from the light. And I also will do that here. That's fine, because I want them to stand out. Be dark. I want also to darken up the edge here. And I also will do that with the tree here for consistency, because these ones are now dark. I want, you know. They're almost black. Actually, to me, they shine somewhat bluish. My brush is damp, so I can move the paint a little bit where I want it to be. And that's how I finish the scene. So we have areas of light and darkness and shadow and golden leaves and light in the painting. That's how I build up the scene when I paint my forests. I feel like this should be a rule for life sometimes. Create chaos, it will be okay. So this was the one from the blog. This was the one from Painted Today on stream. And I knew from the beginning that I lost some of the sky here because the yellow spread out so wide. It's fine. It's a little bit more golden and a little bit more autumnal, fall-like. I like painting trees and I like painting forests. So I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope you had fun painting with me, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And again, if you want something specific to paint with me or know how to paint, let me know on Discord. I'm open to suggestions because we can paint anything. How about fish? We could paint fish. I could paint Dante's fish. Now I wish you a great evening, good night, sweet dreams, and yeah, enjoy the next week. I hope it's going to be calm and peaceful and full of happy moments. It was great to talk to you. I enjoy your company. You're the best. Sweet dreams. Bye.